Hey everyone, it is Andrew here from IDB. Now that we have a solid jailbreak for iOS 10, let's go ahead and take a look at the best tweaks available for iOS 10. Starting up with Horseshoe. We've recently covered this one, and this is a great tweak for iOS 10 because it combines two of the different control center panes into one. iOS 10 split up the first one that had kind of settings, a second one into music, and a third one into home. Now it is worth noting that there is still that HomeKit control center pane. Of course, I don't have HomeKit set up right now, so you don't see it. But the music one has been merged with the original one. There's actually the music here, which you can get 3D touch controls if you have a 3D touch capable phone. Of course, there's play and pause and jumping on the end there. There is brightness here, and instead, if you want to switch that to volume instead of brightness, you simply tap this toggle switch to the left, and now it becomes a volume slider instead of a brightness slider. Of course, we still have other controls here down at the bottom, like AirPlay, Night Shift, and AirDrop have all been merged into this one single bar. And then of course, we still have our other standard controls, things like the calculator and that flashlight along that bottom row, same as we always have. Now let's look at a great dark mode option that you can get, which is Eclipse 4. Eclipse has definitely been around a while. It's one of my favorites as far as dark mode options go. You can see it in settings there, you can see it in the calendar app, you can see it in Safari, and what I've always liked about Eclipse is that you can turn it on a per app basis. You can just jump into the settings and say which apps you want to use it on, which apps you don't want to use it on. Instead of settings, there's just a bunch of different things that you can change. Obviously, you can disable it in the springboard. You can do the alternate mode. You can show table separators. You can actually come in here and add a color tint. If you don't want it to be just straight up dark, you can actually tint that color a little bit to be more pleasing to you. And there's tons of advanced options that you can really get into and dig. If you've used Eclipse before, you'll be familiar with it, but it does work really great here on iOS 10. Definitely darkens up that UI that was introduced, that with really light UI that came out with iOS 7. Some apps like the settings app and the actual health app, those are just so stark white. It's really nice to see that darker UI that a lot of people start to like, and it's not just glaringly white. Now, to go along with Eclipse, which is available for 99 cents, by the way, which is just a ridiculous deal, we also have another option here that kind of goes along with it, which we also recently covered, and that is Noctis, but now it works for iOS 10. Noctis just is a really simple tweak that kind of does all those transparent overlays. So it's whether that's that HUD, that volume HUD there, the control center, just all those kind of transparent overlays. Same thing with the folder here. Things that would normally be quite a bit lighter have all been darkened up a little bit. But what's nice is you actually have different degrees of darkness that you can enable and disable. So if you don't want it as dark or as light as it is kind of out of the box, jumping into settings, going down to Noctis, you can actually go in there and change that and lighten it up. So right now it's kind of dark. We can pull that slider down, make it a bit lighter and not so dark. Really, that's all there is to it. Then of course you just respring your device and you're good to go. But another really cool feature about Noctis is you can actually enable or disable it kind of at any point. You don't actually have to go in there and respring and constantly do all that. You can actually just pull up Control Center like you would in the past, and of course it's lighter. And there's this new button here, just dark mode on or off. Simply tapping that, it'll refresh for a second, and that's it. You're just turning it on and off, which is a really super great feature that I love because you can turn it off, during the day and turn it on at night or when you're in a dark surrounding. If you've ever wanted to record your screen, that's where this little tweak can come in handy. There's simply a new icon into your control center. When recording your screen, you'll see a little icon in your toolbar or your settings bar there, letting you know you are recording. It is called CCRecord and it is available for free. So you simply install on your device, you go around doing a bunch of this stuff here. You can see your recording in the menu bar as well as in the icon. It is lit up. And then I can jump into my Photos application and I have a new video saved here, which is perfect. And if I actually go and play that, you'll see everything I've just done on this video, kind of just jumping in and out of apps, switching screens, all that stuff is all there and recorded. So really neat little tweak. If you ever need to record your screen, that is CC Recorder. Now, if you've ever had to go into low power mode, which many people have, it's kind of a laborious process. You have to go into settings, go down to battery, go to low power mode, and then enable or disable it if you want to turn it back off. Well, with this little tweak, simply called CCLowPower, you can swipe on that top row of icons and you'll have a new icon there inside a control center, which allows you to easily enable and disable low power mode. You can see it's enabled obviously by the icon at control center, the battery, and in settings itself. So just really easy to turn that on and off, and of course, really nice because it is available for free. So if you'd like to check it out, you can find that inside of Cydia. This app here, Evanesco, or this tweak I should say, is really one of my favorites. It's just a really subtle little thing, really simple, but it makes a huge difference, especially if you are one who is kind of keen on privacy. This basically allows your icons to kind of just fade into the background if you have your phone set down for just a few seconds. So if you ever have a habit of kind of leaving your phone on, this is perfect. So I'm going to change the time to fade in seconds down to 2. It was set up there at 6 or 7, but I've gone ahead and turned that down. And there also is a force touch option, but that has been disabled at this moment. Now I just jump back to my lock screen and I just wait for simply 2 seconds. 1, 2, and my icons simply fade away, showing my really nice background here. If you have your own custom background, it's obviously really nice, but it just fades your icons away. It's so simple. If you have something private on your phone, you set it down and it's gone. You don't have to worry about someone else seeing what's on your phone, or you just like to kind of bring attention to whatever background you've got going on. So we have spent a lot of time here in the control center, and we're going to jump back in again. We see these icons in here. They're all kind of boring, kind of more or less one different color. Well, enter Cream 2, which is really easy to enable and disable inside of settings, and you can actually go in and choose the color for each of those different icons inside a control center. It's really nice. You just use that color picker and just go around the wheel until you find the ones that you want, setting them all up. And once you're done, all you have to do is, respring, open up your control center, and you'll see a bunch of pretty colors that you're able to customize for not only those icons, but the glyphs for certain ones as well. So now that we've resprung, let's go ahead and pull that up. And of course, some of them you won't see right away because they've been disabled, but if you enable things like Do Not Disturb or that rotation lock, you can see those colors that we've applied inside of settings. Of course, the glyphs for AirPlay and AirDrop also are showing up there. You can see the AirDrop one is green. If I kind of tap on the AirPlay one, it shows up blue for just a hot second. Cream 2 is available for free, as well as its kind of anti-cream or Creamless, which is also available for free, which actually removes all the color inside a control center. iOS 10 has that color by default, but Creamless will remove any color. So if you're one who wants color, check out Cream 2. If you want no color, go ahead and check out Creamless. Another feature of iOS 10 was larger emoji. Well, if you do not like those larger emoji, well, luckily you are in luck with Littlemoji. That is right, it's basically bringing back the little emojis that were kind of in the past, just a bunch of tiny little emoji for iOS 10. So you see I've sent a message here, I got 3 emoji. They're all very little, they're not those big ones that you will see if you just have 1 or 2 or 3 inside of iOS 10. So just another way, if you don't like those big ones, really simple, free tweak, install it, puts little emojis back on your phone if you are running iOS 10. One of Apple's really cool pro features that they introduced more on the iPad and the larger iPads at that is a couple new features called slide over and split view. Well, this little tweak here will bring both of those kind of features here to the iPhone. Gorgone brings slide over and split view here to unsupported devices, and it works in a really nice way. Even on a small screen like this, I can slide that over. I'm inside of settings, but I can pull up Cydia, check out some stuff, slide that back over and get it out of the way. And it does have that different app picker as well, so you do pull it over, pull down from the top. So if I'm in a particular app, you see that bar on the top there, I can just slide that down and choose other apps as well. So now I've got Safari here, but of course you just got pretty much any option you have of other apps that you can simply slide over and use within another application. This is a super handy tweak if you don't want to use something like those 3D touches to access messages. You can just slide over that other application like Facebook Messenger or the Messages app while you're in something else, answer that text or message, and get on your way. NoSharePlz is another really simple application that gets rid of those new additions inside of iOS 10. On certain icons, namely ones that are downloaded from the App Store, so settings and activity don't count, but the Apple TV remote as well as my Dexcom app both have those new share buttons inside of them. NoSharePlz is a free application that will remove those menus. Unfortunately, I'm having a problem since the 3D touch tweaks aren't supported on this older device. So really the best I can do is let you know about it, and if you have a supported device, definitely go and check it out. So what do you guys think of these tweaks? Are there other ones that we missed or ones that you're excited for? Let us know down in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, go ahead and click subscribe, and until next time, this is Andrew for IDB.